guys, welcome to my channel, Friendly Drama Queen. Yeah, I make myself laugh a lot. Today's video is a bit different. Actually, is it? No, it's a review. I'm gonna be talking about Island, the Korean drama. It just wrapped up the part 1 or season 1, so I figured I might give you some of my thoughts on it. This was a drama that I picked up right after Alchemy of Souls ended because I needed something to fill the void. Truth be told, I'm currently watching like 6 other Korean dramas. That's who I am. I be picking up dramas left, right, and center. But I did pick up Island, and I wanted to talk about it because, well, no one else around me watched it, so I have no one else to talk to it about. So that's what this video is gonna be about. Why did I even want to watch this drama? It popped up on my Amazon Prime, and I like Cha Eun-woo, and so I thought I might as well click on this. So I did, and I did not regret it. I did go in kind of really open-minded, so I didn't have a lot of expectations, and I'm glad that I ended up enjoying it. So just to catch you up, here's a little bit of the plot. The plot. Okay, so the plot follows a wealthy heiress, a young priest, and an immortal being who come together to fight lust demons in Jeju Island. That is like perfect summary. So basically the heiress, her name is Won Mi-ho, she ends up being sent to Jeju Island after she gets into a scandal, like one of those like chaebol scandals in Korea. And when she gets there, she starts getting attacked by demons, and then she meets the dark brooding Van, who, you know, has this dagger, and he goes around fighting these demons. They also get joined by a young priest. Yeah, they basically band together and they fight lust demons in Jeju Island. I think that's as much as I want to say. When I start talking more about the characters, then I'm going to give a little bit more spoilers. But as far as the plot wise, if that intrigues you, go check it out. Now let's get into the things that I liked. So the show's kind of like dark and campy, which is not what I thought I would be getting when I saw the posters. I thought it was gonna lean more into like intense horror, like actually like scary stuff, but it was kind of clear after episode 2 that they were gonna lean more of like the campy route. Like the monsters are over the top, the fighting is over the top, but I just loved it. I just enjoy these like dramas that don't take themselves too seriously, and I think this is definitely a drama that doesn't take itself too seriously. I also really like the filming style. It's kind of very like grunge. It's like very grunge anime. Like it's given me, I don't know if people know this anime, but it's called Blade of Immortal. It's mostly in black and white, and then there's like flashes of color. It's like a really old anime. Is it old? I think it's kind of old, but it kind of gives me that kind of vibe, that style, and I really kind of liked it because I had watched, I think of the last drama I watched where Jeju Island was the center, and it was actually an old one called Warm and Cozy. And when I think of Jeju Island, I think of like warm, nostalgic colors, like it's bright. But in this show, everything's like dark lit. It's like I couldn't even recognize the setting as Jeju Island, which I think is quite impressive because it helps the story. Okay, so the characters. We have Lee Da-hee, who's playing Won Mi-ho. She plays the heiress who gets sent to Jeju Island. I think my first impressions of her was kind of indifference. I thought, oh, she's pretty badass. Either they're going for like your, I think like, what's Crash Landing on You's? I don't remember her name, but like the female character in Crash Landing on You, I think they're going for that vibe. Like she's a badass boss, and she's running things, and she's sharp, and she's quick. And then she gets into the island, and it's kind of dies a little bit, you know, and that's to be expected. I wouldn't say they killed that part of her personality entirely because she's still sharp, she's still like the smart businesswoman, but she is the least powerful of the trio, the main 4 characters if you count the antagonist, at least for a better part of season 1. So she ends up half the time being the damsel in distress, and everyone else is saving her. Which is completely fine. I think Lee Da-hee, the actress, worked with what she got. I think this is just a limitation of how the character was written, that she wasn't as like, she's just missing a little spark. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I don't have that much to say about her. Moving on to Johan, played by Cha In-woo. This character was fun. I think this character was a lot of fun because the way this character was first introduced was he was dressed as a priest and he was doing an exorcism and he was listening to trap Korean music, which is like, a priest that listens to trap music, I'm already sold. I thought, wow, okay, he gets to play such a fun character. That's exciting. But then they kind of underutilized him, I think. At least the first 2 episodes. Like he just more or less was like a puppy follower. He's just like trailing after Miho and Van up until maybe, yeah, episode 5 and 6 is where he really got to shine. And then I was like, oh no, it really sucks because I wish they had been more gradual in showing the depth of this character rather than just like giving us episode 5 and 6 and bam, he's already like, then you start to connect a little bit more with that character. But I do think Cha In-woo does a good job here. Listen, I will give my flowers where the flowers are due. And I think that there's like a certain, like I can see growth in his acting abilities. Like he's very, the roles that he's picking, they just keep improving. I think his overall skill, which is like always good to watch, always great to watch. So yeah, I think he was really great in this drama. I can't wait to see him shine more in season 2, and I hope that they utilize this character a little bit more in season 2. Moving on to my next character, we're going to talk about Goong Tang. Goong Tang is the main antagonist for this drama, and we don't actually get to fully see him until like episode 4. I am very curious about him. I want to know more. He's mysterious. He has a very distinct look. Goong Tang and Van have history as brothers, and it's not quite explained and we don't know quite yet what brought them to the point where Goong Tang is on the opposing side of this fight and he's against Van. And I think that I'm so interested in that story, and that's probably the biggest reason I'm clicking into season 2, because I want to see that fleshed out and what that really means. That being said, I don't have anything else to say about this character. Like, he's really cool, he's really fun, but I'll get to know more about him in part 2 of this show, so we'll wait till then. And now my favorite character is Van. Yeah, Van or Van. He's my favorite character. I liked him from the get-go. He's dark, he's brooding, just the way I like my male leads, dark and brooding. But with real reason. He has reason, guys, because he's just spent basically all of the drama stuck in the past, because in his past life he did something that he feels he needed to atone for, and that is like his motivation for like all of his actions. Even in his interactions with Won Mi-ho, you could just see that he's just like, he just wants to help her, but he also doesn't trust himself to do that, even though he's the most powerful one in the trio. But I really like this character. I like the all black thing. I like the vibrating dagger. I love his action sequences. I love it all. Give me more of him, yes. I can't wait to see him more in season 2, and I hope that they really, I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't get his chance to shine, because for me him and Johan were the highlight of this show for me. So yeah, I like him. I don't have much I don't know, I just keep like repeating myself. I like that character. That's really all I have to say about that. For the first 2 episodes, like I mentioned earlier, in the trio, Van seems to be the most powerful. Johan is a priest. He has the ability to exorcise demons. What I mean to say is, Van is clearly a supernatural being, but Johan is a human. So I think I'm trying to understand how a human can have the powers he has in that same world existing with Van. Because I understand why Van has his powers. Unless, yeah, sorry. Not making sense.
Anyway, so
what I will say is I'm waiting for Won Mi-ho to have some powers. because she apparently has them. They just haven't awaken. Why can't I speak English? Awakened. Oh my god, awakened. Relationships wise, I just want to touch on this. I really enjoy the relationship that Johan has with Miho. It's a very like pure sibling. He's just trailing after her like a puppy dog. That's cute. I like Van and Johan's. They kind of have a little bit of like a rivalry happening, and their fight sequences are actually really cool. So I do like that as well. I don't know how to feel about Van and Miho's relationship, because I get that it's kind of like the foundation, or like him and her having a connection in their past life is kind of a foundation for the show. But I'm still like, I'm not super sold on that connection yet. And I'm hoping that season 2 will tie that down for me. All of this to say, despite everything, I do like this show. I do. Yeah, they kind of lost me a little bit for episode 3 and 4 because I think they had pacing issues. They spent too much time, they lingered on that Benjule monster arc, which I it's not that I didn't like the arc, I just felt like they spent too much time on it, and I kind of they lost me as a viewer a little bit. You know when you're watching a Marvel movie and stay with me, when you're watching a Marvel movie and their car is just exploding and someone's getting shot and this building is crashing, that's how the Benjule scene felt for me. So much was happening, I didn't even know where to focus my attention. I was like overstimulated, so it was best for me to disassociate. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna check back in when everything's a bit normal again. Except that scene went on for a really long time, and so by the time I checked back in, it was just like, yeah, it just didn't hook me. Now, the kickoff to that scene though with the student and her abuser, I did think was interesting. I just wish maybe they paced it a bit better with the resolution. But yeah, that's just my issue. That's where this show kind of struggled for me. But episode 5 to 6, they picked it back up again, and I hope they kind of like have that same sort of pace for season 2. All in all, if you like dark shows, go in an open mind, go in ready for camp, go in ready for like, you're gonna be like, huh? It's fun, it's gonna be fun, and you'll enjoy it. So yeah, that's what I thought of Island. I want to hear from you guys. Did anyone watch this show? What did you think of it? Down in the comments below. Please also like this video if you liked it. Yeah. Okay, catch you next time. Bye.